Right on, Irving Berlin. On a clear, cool day in September 1893, the SS Ryland sails into New York Harbor, past the brand new Statue of Liberty, a gift of friendship from France several years earlier. The decks are crowded with people coming from many countries to live in America. Most of them are poor. Most have traveled a long, long way across an enormous ocean, hoping that life in America will be safer, better, happier. Look, over there is the Baleen family. Moses and Lena and their six children. Right in front, that's one's Israel. He's just 5 years old. Soon Israel will by the nickname Izzy, and someday he and his marvelous music will be famous all over the world. Right now, though, he's just a tired, hungry little boy waiting to start a new life in a new country. Israel Isidore Baleen was born in 1888 in Russia. It was a bad time and place to be Jewish. Gangs of angry men rode from village to village in pogroms, destroying Jewish homes and hurting the people who lived in them. Israel's house was burned down right in front of his eyes. There was nothing left for the Baleens in Russia. The family boarded a ship and spent 11 long days at sea. At New York's Ellis Island, the first stop for all immigrants, they went ashore. Israel's new life was about to begin. God bless America. Israel's first home was on New York City's crowded Lower East Side. There was little room, there was little money, there was little food, but there was freedom. Israel, now called Izzy, went to school. He learned English. Still, he wasn't a very good student. He daydreams too much, complained his teachers, and he sings to himself. Back in Russia, Izzy's father had been a cantor, standing side by side with rabbis, singing and filling synagogues with beautiful music. So it was a natural that Izzy's head too would be filled with music. When Izzy was 13, his father died. Izzy dropped out of school and moved out of the family apartment. There will be one less person for my mother to worry about, he thought. Izzy made money by what else? Singing. He sang in saloons. He sang in choruses of shows. He sang as he waited tables in restaurants. Then he wrote the words to his first song. Someone else wrote the tune. It was called "Mary from Sunny Italy." Izzy proudly signed the music with the new name he'd chosen for himself, one that seemed just right for his new American life. I, Berlin. He earned 37 cents. That first song wasn't very good. So Irving, as he now called himself, kept writing. He kept getting better. At first, Irving wrote just the words. Then he started making up tunes too. He couldn't read or write music, so he hummed the tune that was in his head and someone else wrote it down for him. There were lots of tunes in Irving's head. Irving got a job for a music publisher and he kept thinking up new songs. Ragtime music was very popular in the early 1900s. It had a jazzy beat that made people want to get up and dance. Irving decided to give ragtime a try. Alexander's Ragtime Band was a smash. Irving fell in love and married. Then tragedy struck. His wife Dorothy got sick and died just a few months after their wedding. Irving was heartbroken, but he threw himself back into his music, writing song after song, and Irving officially became an American citizen. He loved this new country of his. God bless America. Nothing stopped Irving from writing songs, not even World War I. Irving was drafted into the U.S. Army and asked to write songs to make his fellow soldiers laugh and feel better. He wrote the words for a song called "Oh, How I Hate to Get Up in the Morning." It was about how miserable it was for soldiers to be woken up by the bugler so early every morning, which was pretty funny because Irving himself had a special permission to sleep late. He had told the army that he did his best work late at night and decided he needed the mornings to rest. Nothing stopped Irving from writing songs, not his new love, Elin. Irving wrote her a song called Always. He promised his love would be for always, which turned out to be true. They had a family together and were married for more than 60 years. Irving wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. He wrote music for plays, for movies, for friends, for strangers. He scribbled ideas on napkins and on sleeves of his shirt. He wrote songs in elevators, in taxicabs. He wrote songs in the bathtub. He wrote all night long. Nothing stopped Irving from writing, not even World War II. As the United States edged closer to war again, he took out and polished up a song he'd written a long ago about a land that he loved. God Bless America became a huge hit. Some people were angry that someone Jewish who hadn't even been born in America had written it. Irving didn't care. He gave all the money he made from God Bless America to the Boy and Girl Scouts of America. It was his way of saying thank you to the country that had given him such a good life. Soon Irving had another hit. He told a friend, not only is White Christmas the best song I've ever wrote, it's the best song anybody ever wrote. The year was 1942, and the American soldiers were fighting fierce battles all around the world. When they heard White Christmas, it made them dream about home and remember all the things they were fighting for. Again, there were some who didn't think a Jewish immigrant should write Christmas song, but most people just let the music fill their hearts. Irving was too old to fight in World War II. Still, he wanted to help. He performed his show, This is the Army, for soldiers all over the world and gave every penny it made to wartime charities. The cast was completely integrated. Black and white soldiers lived, ate, and traveled together, which was rare for those days. They refused to stay or play anywhere that didn't welcome all of them. Irving was ahead of his times. U.S. armed forces didn't integrate until a few years after the war. Performing in war zones was exhausting. It was dangerous, but the millions of soldiers who saw the show loved it, and it made them smile in tough times. The war ended, Irving kept writing. He never seemed to run out of ideas. Finally, little by little, Irving slowed down. He died when he was 101 years old, 96 long years after he first stepped onto the shores of his beloved United States. His music lives on.